The Sunset Strip is a fun getaway, especially for me being in San Diego. It doesn't take too long to get there, maybe a few hours. And I get to meet people easily, more easily than in San Diego, it seems like. If you just start talking with a musician on the Sunset Strip in LA, you can carry on an interesting conversation. You can talk about decades of the past, how music has changed over the years, how the club scene has changed over the years, especially at places like Whiskey A Go Go, where the Doors used to be the house band in the 60s, which is in Hollywood, and it's not too far from the Hollywood Bowl. It's just off of Highway 101. You'll find the Whiskey and the Roxy on Sunset. And, you know, it's not far from Sunset and Vine or the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So it's all part of that same little area that's fun to visit, that so much of history was written from that area. And it has a lot to do with who owned the clubs. The Roxy, for example, is owned by Lou Adler's son, Nick Adler. And Lou was the manager of Mamas and the Papas and several other acts of the 60s. He was a producer who was involved with a lot of hit records. And he helped put together the Monterey Pop Festival, along with John Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas. So a lot of history is written on the Sunset Strip, and just by cruising down the street at night or day, you can get a good sense of the legendary feel of the area. And there it is, the Whiskey A Go Go at the corner of Sunset Boulevard and Clark Street. So tonight, headlining at the Whiskey A Go Go is the Orphics, and I'm going to be talking with the lead singer of the Orphics right now. It's Matt Roth. How you doing, Matt?
How are you, sir?
Pretty good. It's awesome to be here with you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. The honor is all mine.
So we have something in common. We're both from San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego's an amazing city.
I'm not from there originally, but I live there now.
Yeah.
And you live there?
I live there now, yes.
Okay, but the Orphics, you told me, just finished up an album in LA.
Yeah, it finished in LA. We started in San Diego at the Casbah, which is like a great music venue if you've ever been to San Diego.
Oh yeah, downtown.
Yeah, it's by the airport on Kettner. It's pretty much the only spot that has like the super cool underground.
Right.
And you know, up and coming acts. And so I started there, and then I came up to LA because the scene down there for the music that I was kind of doing was not really there, and so I came to LA and I kind of, through the karma, found all these great players like Charlie Bisharat, who played on Jane's Addiction, so Ritual the Habitual, and the cello player from Poe, and also Peter DiStefano from Porno for Pyros, the guitar player.
Awesome.
And basically I just recorded like 3 songs at a time with them, and just kind of grew the show, and now we kind of have like a full-on like 2-hour rock show with dancers and belly dancers and visuals.
The fact that you're headlining tonight, does that say anything at the Whiskey?
I think it just says that I don't think it says anything except for the fact that we're playing at the Whiskey, and you know, the Whiskey's an amazing venue and
legendary place.
Legendary with Jim Morrison from the Doors, one of my favorites.
Oh, I love the Doors.
Favorites, and you know, Led Zeppelin, Janis Joplin.
Speaking of all them,
everyone.
That's kind of the era that you recapture with your music, right? It's a kind of a psychedelic thing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the 70s child, so you know, it totally resonated. I grew up with like the Beatles, Magical Mystery Tour, the Doors, Led Zeppelin, even the Clash and the Ramones, and you know, I love that little beginning of the punk rock era. But
nothing beats that psychedelic 60s.
But the 70s, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, those are my all-time, like, Doors.
Yeah. Social commentary, higher consciousness music.
It was like a real time, you know. It's like when rock and roll, like, was just like, you know, blowing up, and there were real bands that really like got together just because they loved the music. Not, you know, that was the reason why they.
It wasn't some corporate thing.
It wasn't corporate, or you know how much money you're gonna pay me and all this crap. It's like, I want to do this music, and let's all come together and connect and make like a magic together, you know. So that's